So today we are going to be reading chapter 16, Vertebrate Animals Around the World. But before we get into the chapter, I want us to find the chapter and the page number using our nonfiction text features. Which one of these text features is going to help us locate the chapter and the page number? Is it a title, heading, table of contents, photo and caption? Yes, Ms. Berry?
The table of contents?
Our table of contents, and we can see we've already taken a chunk of our table of contents, so we're looking for chapter 16, and you're going to turn to that page, I think 128. So we use our table of contents to help us locate the chapter that we are doing today. And let me know when you guys are on that page. Okay, let's get started. All my best friends represent vertebrates. If you guys remember, that's our mnemonic device that helps us remember our 5 animal groups. Now that you've learned about each vertebrate group, you know about many characteristics that taxonomists use to classify these animals. Who wants to try naming the 5 groups of animals that make up our vertebrates in the animal kingdom? So y'all will have, well, you guys don't have it, but they would pull out their All My Best Friends Represent Vertebrates, the little thing that they drew a picture on. Mm-hmm. And then if you need help further with that, because my babies they don't read, so they need their little visuals. We have our diagram here, and we can see that we're looking for our 5 vertebrate animals. Can anybody and there was pictures next to them, but just using our diagram, tell me what one of the 5 groups are, Ms. Sanchez?
Fish.
Fish is one of them. Anybody else, Ms. Berry?
Reptiles.
Reptile, that's 2. Ms. Alvarado?
Bird.
Birds, and then we have our amphibians and our mammals. That's our 5 animal groups. Why do scientists classify organisms? Because there are so many living things on Earth. It gives scientists a way of studying them by showing their relationships. And how do we classify them? They look for common or shared characteristics. What are some of these common characteristics? Can anybody tell me what are the characteristics that we have them grouped in? First we have, yes, Ms. Sanchez?
Vertebrate or invertebrate?
Vertebrate or invertebrate. Now, what does that mean? If we look at our domain vocabulary wall, we see a picture of a backbone. What does vertebrate mean? Does that mean yes, we have a backbone, or no, we do not have a backbone?
Yes, we have that.
Yes, we have a backbone, which means invertebrate means we do not have a backbone. Okay, so that's one of the ways we group them. If we move even further from vertebrate, we see cold-blooded and warm-blooded. And from there, we have our different cold-blooded animals, our different warm-blooded animals. And from there, we can even go further, which we'll talk about in a little bit, the characteristics of each group themselves. You've learned that some animals are warm-blooded and others are cold-blooded. Some are vertebrates and others are invertebrates. You've also learned that there are many other ways to classify animals into smaller and smaller groups. The scientific classification system, taxonomy, uses these names: kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species to describe the groups from largest to smallest. When they classify animals, taxonomists compare and contrast animal habitats. Who remembers what an animal habitat is, or can give me an example of an animal habitat using our vocabulary wall? What is a habitat? And who can give me an example? Ms. Sanchez?
A place an animal lives.
A place an animal lives. Like, can we go further? What are some habitats we know of?
Like the ocean?
Like the ocean, okay? And from there, we'll see that our animal group fish live in the ocean. That's where our fish live. Physical characteristics, skin coverings, feeding habits, and reproduction. Today we're going to look at 7 different locations on Earth, one of each of the continents of the world. We can use our new skills to practice classifying a few of the animals that live in each place. Now, you guys would have, do you have the activity pages? No, right? Okay, we're just gonna pretend. So they would have 14.2 open, which basically just looks like this. Questions and answers. And if I could borrow a marker, because I did not bring one. I'm gonna show you what you guys will be expected to do in a moment. So I just want you to listen to my thinking, how I do it, and what I write down based on our text. So my job is that I'm going to be able to ask questions and record responses. And if we look at our cub, we circle back, we will be able to ask and answer questions about vertebrates. So that's what we're gonna do, and that's what I'm gonna model for you. My first question, there's a lot of questions that's on that first page here. But one of the questions that I want to write down is, why do scientists classify organisms? Was that